how does it feel to end a vlog and then immediately start a new vlog? We're doing it right now. So I just literally finished my other vlog. Literally right now, I just ended that vlog, immediately started a new one. I need to figure out what I'm gonna read because I just finished Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake and I gave that 4 out of 5 stars, but I need to read another Latine book. So I have 2 options currently. I technically have more than that, but honestly these are the 2 books that I feel like I want to read at the moment. I have the Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky. That's 10 hours long. And then I have The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez. That is 6 hours long. So let's just like look at what these books are about for a second. Okay, it says, when it comes to horror movies, the rules are clear. Avoid abandoned buildings, warehouses, and cabins at all time. Stay together, don't split up, not even just to check something out. If there's a murderer on the loose, do not make out with anyone. If only surviving in real life were this easy. New girl Rachel Chavez turns to horror movies for comfort, preferring stabby serial killers and homicidal dolls to the bored rich kids of Manhattan prep, and to certain memories she preferred to keep buried. Then Rachel is recruited by the Mary Shelley Club, a mysterious society of students who orchestrate fear tests, elaborate pranks inspired by urban legends. Ooh, did you see how I lit up at the sound of urban legends? I love that kind of stuff. It's my favorite thing. Quickly, I would like to recommend a podcast because I did just get a comment from somebody asking me what my podcast recommendations would be. And one that I love to listen to every Tuesday, it comes out every Tuesday, and there's so many episodes. If you haven't started it, you can like catch up with so many episodes. It's called Internet Urban Legends by Parcast. And if you know who Loie Lane is, she is a YouTuber, I believe. I don't know if she still makes YouTube videos, but I do remember her making them a long time ago. And then her friend Snitchery, and they talk about internet urban legends, and it's so much fun. It's such a great podcast. So if you're really into urban legends, I highly recommend. I'm always though on the lookout for new podcasts. I like stuff that's like urban legends. I like, if you know anything about like You're Wrong About, it kind of debunks a lot of things that people like misremember or misunderstand, and I like podcasts similar to that. So, or like Decoder Ring, Maintenance Phase, I love those kind of podcasts. Anyway, so the Mary Shelley Club sounds really interesting. And then, okay, let me look at the other one that I have, The Dangers of Smoking in Bed. This is the one that is, I believe, translated, and I'm not really sure if it's like a novella or if it's like a short story collection. I'm not really sure. Mariana Enriquez has been critically lauded, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the stories in her new collection are as terrifying as they are socially conscious. Press into being the unspoken, fetish, illness, the female body, the darkness of human history with bracing urgency. A woman is sexually obsessed with the human heart. A lost, rotting baby crawls out of a backyard and into a bedroom. Ooh, that just sent a chill down my spine. A pair of teenage girls can't let go of their idol. An entire neighborhood is cursed to death when it fails to respond correctly to a moral dilemma. Written against the backdrop of contemporary Argentina and with a resounding tenderness towards those in pain, in fear, and in limbo, The Dangers of Smoking in Bed is Mariana Enriquez at her most sophisticated and most chilling. Okay, I might need to make a Twitter poll for this because I cannot decide which one I want to read first. So we are going to make a Twitter poll. I'm so excited. Also, shout out to Emily from Emily Generic for being like, oh yay, I'm glad you liked it, about Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. I loved it. It was so good. Anyway, I'm going to make a quick little Twitter poll because I cannot decide what book I want to read next. So let's see. So we're going to press send on my tweet, see what people are feeling. I had to use a little cigarette emoji because The Dangers of Smoking in Bed is like too long of a title and it wouldn't fit into my poll. So we had to use a little smoking emoji. Hopefully we will get some responses on this quickly because I need to figure out what to read next. So I will come back to you when I have some votes. Okay, we're looking cute with a little ponytail and my glasses, my black ones. They're so cute. I did just take another shower because I did not shave my legs the last time I took a shower. That might be TMI, but the reason that I shaved my legs is because it's going to be kind of hot tomorrow. I think it's going to be like 74 degrees, which is wild because it literally rained all day on Monday and we're just getting warmer again. I cannot keep up with this weather. I hate it. It is not for me. It's not for me. I am currently reading, obviously, the Mary Shelley Club. Actually, I don't know if that's obvious because I don't think that I actually ever updated you all on what I decided to read. So I did the help me choose what I want to read next poll, and everybody ended up basically choosing the Mary Shelley Club, which is totally fine. That one got 69% of the votes, whereas The Dangers of Smoking in Bed only got 31%, obviously. So I decided to read the Mary Shelley Club, which I'm loving. I'm currently 19% of the way through the audiobook, and it is so, so good. I am loving the vibe. I'm loving just the way that she writes, the way that the characters are. I've only read one other book by Goldie Moldavsky, that was Kill the Boy Band, and I loved Kill the Boy Band. One of my favorite books ever. I think I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars, but in my heart of hearts it is a 5. I think the only reason I gave it a 4 is because like there are problematic elements in that book, but it is like a dark comedy, a satire. It gives very much Heathers, so if you like Heathers, you'll love Kill the Boy Band. It's such a good book. I don't really have anything like negative to say about it, and I feel like I'm a little too early in to like really have a structured thought about this book, but I mean, I'm loving it so far. Are we liking the fit? Is it cute? I don't know if you guys can see it, but here's my hair. This is like a thrifted men's button-up in brown. It almost looks like it's corduroy. It's not, but it has that same sort of texture. And then underneath, I'm literally wearing a black tank top and then a pair of black bike shorts. And then obviously my shoes from Walmart that I always wear, socks from the Dollar Tree. Every time I wear these socks, I always think of the people on TikTok, like the little girlies on TikTok who find like those packs of white socks that you can get at like Target or Walmart or whatever, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's an Aritzia dupe, oh my gosh. So I'm like, these are my Dollar Tree Aritzia dupes. There we go. I think it's kind of cute. I was going to wear a pair of blue jean shorts, but I didn't really love the look, so we're going with all black underneath and just this on top. So yeah, I think it's kind of cute. I think we are living for the look. I am currently still reading the Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky. Oh wait, did I press on it? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's not, oh there it is. I'm currently reading the Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky. I'm 68% of the way through this book. Also, I don't know if you can see, but I did my nails today. I tried to do them super short and black because I did them once kind of longer in black and they just didn't look really good in my opinion. Anyway, I'm also drinking a little cup of coffee. It's pumpkin spice. I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't. You're like, it's just the color of coffee. On this side, look at how cute. Adorable. These are from Target. They come in a pack of 2. It's really funny that this one says apple cider house, and I am not drinking apple cider from it. I do like apple cider though, so maybe we'll have to get some, make it, and drink it from this mug. It's just weird that it's not on this side as well. I wish it was on both sides. Anyway, while I was reading the Mary Shelley Club, which I'm totally enjoying at the moment, I just kind of had this thought that this book really reminds me of The Archer by Taylor Swift. Like, I was singing The Archer to myself and like listening to the lyrics and being like, this kind of gives the vibes of the Mary Shelley Club. Like, the main character is very much the Archer. So that maybe that's why I'm liking it. And also the main character in this book is a Swiftie, and that is established like in the very first page. So I'm absolutely loving it. It's really, really good. I only have about an hour and a half left of the audiobook, like at 2 times speed. Technically I have 3 hours left, but 1.5 hours. So maybe I can finish it tonight. I don't know. I have a lot of books that I need to get done. I also just got my hold for Anatomy by Dana Schwartz in. That will probably be a book for next month, honestly. We're gonna get back to reading, playing Candy Crush, and I will update you all if I end up finishing this book tonight. So last night I did end up finishing the audiobook for the Mary Shelley Club, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really did like it, and I really loved how there were a few like little nods to Kill the Boy Band, because there was a whole scene where they mentioned the boy band in that book, the Ruperts, and I was like, oh my god, we're in the Goldie Moldavsky cinematic universe. It's amazing, it's iconic. So that was really fun to read that book and kind of see the connections between this one and Kill the Boy Band. And overall, I just really liked this book. I think if you're a fan of like Heathers, this would be a really great book to read, which I mean, I said the same thing for Kill the Boy Band. I just think that that seems to be Goldie Moldavsky's sort of like aesthetic. So now I'm actually reading Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan, and I am currently almost 60% of the way through that book. I literally just started it at around noon and I'm almost done. It's a really, really short audiobook. It's a little less than 7 hours long. So yeah, and it's going by so fast because I'm really genuinely loving this book. It's so much fun. I'm having a really great time reading it. It's basically about this woman. She is a screenwriter. She typically writes these like Hallmark movies, but she ends up getting a divorce from her husband and writes a script kind of based off of that. And it gets picked up as a movie, and they film a little bit of it at her actual house, and she ends up meeting the actor who is playing her husband in the movie, and they kind of have this connection, and he really wants to kind of take a break from Hollywood life and decides to stay with her for a few weeks. And I'm really enjoying this book. It's so good and so much fun. I was reading a few of the reviews though, and some people just like did not vibe with it. So I don't know if this is like an unpopular opinion that I enjoy it. We'll see if I end up finishing this book today, and hopefully I do, because it's a really good book so far. And I'm very, very invested. I want to see what happens next, because we're at like a spot in the book where the two characters are kind of separated at the moment, and I want to see how this gets resolved. I'm really intrigued. So yeah, I'm going to go back to read my book, and I will update you all later. I ended up loving Nora Goes Off Script. It was so good. If you are a Emily Henry fan, I feel like this is the perfect book for you. I will say, just a heads up for any of like my spicy romance readers, this book has basically no spice at all. None. There is one scene that like kind of fades to black a little bit, but it really doesn't go into any detail, and it's only one scene. And this is a really short book, so I kind of understand like they're not gonna like, they're focusing more on the plot, more on the characters. It's not really like a spicy romance book, but hey, I did really enjoy it. I thought the kids were adorable in this book and like actually well-written children. I was shocked. I was impressed. If you know me, it's always like, oh, these kids are so not realistic. I feel like people who write adult literature tend to not really understand how to write children, which I get it. They're not used to writing children. That's not their thing. It's not like they're YA or middle grade authors, but I'm just like reading these books sometimes and being like, that is not what a child sounds like. And my mom is a preschool teacher. I have been around children my entire life. My siblings are also like 5 and 9 years younger than me, so I feel like I kind of know the way that kids talk. And a lot of times these adult authors just do not know how to write children, and it's very, very obvious. It's very awkward. But no, this author definitely knows how to write children, and they were so adorable, so precocious, so funny, and they were like some of my favorite characters in this book. So I really, really enjoyed it. And then I ended up reading The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez. This is a translated collection of stories, horror stories. And this was kind of a flop for me, unfortunately. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars, and it just didn't end up working for me. And I'm so disappointed, because this was the one book that I was really, really looking forward to for the Latinx Book Bingo Readathon. I was like, yes, I'm so excited. I finally get to read this book. It's the perfect time. Like I said, the first story was very spooky, very creepy. I actually was trying to listen to it at night and had to turn it off. But then when I ended up reading more of the stories, I was like, oh, like, I guess it's kind of spooky, but most of them just really fell flat for me. And I likened this book to the No Sleep podcast. So if you know anything about the No Sleep podcast, basically it is a podcast where these actors or voiceover actors, I don't actually know what kind of actors they are, but they all get together and they have this podcast where they read stories from the No Sleep Reddit thread. And it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Like, it is usually a huge miss for me personally. I know my brothers really liked the No Sleep podcast. Like, we all listened to it together. That was kind of our thing for a little while a few years ago. And for me, I am so picky with my horror. I'm so picky. Like, I have been a lifelong spooky story fan. Like, ever since I've had access to the internet, which was like from a very, very young age, because I was born in 95, I have been Googling scary stories. I love a good scary story. I love a good, you know, goosebumps. I love a good scary stories to tell in the dark. Those are still like the classics for me. However, like I said, I love Googling a good scary story, and I love like good scary YouTube videos, whatever. So I have like, I don't know, I'm just like very picky when it comes to spooky stuff, and it has to be able to like quickly give me a good spook. So I thought that like a short story collection would be perfect for that. But unfortunately, I would say that there was probably like maybe 3 stories that really got me. Like, ooh, that's pretty scary. That's pretty spooky. And that's not very many, because there were a lot of stories in this collection. They were all very short, which I appreciate because I prefer a short, scary story. But most of them weren't spooky enough. They didn't like go far enough. They didn't push it far enough. And I feel like it always cut off right before the actual scary part. And I just kind of was left feeling like, oh, it's over. We're on to the next story. What happened? Like, whoa, I don't get it. I need to read a really good translated horror book. I am now determined to find one, because I know that they're out there. I know that they exist. Like, give me a good translated horror book. I don't know why it's so difficult. Like, what's going on? So yeah, I'm really, really disappointed by The Dangers of Smoking in Bed. I expected it to be so much better, and it just wasn't. And it'll haunt me for the rest of my life in the worst way possible. That's enough ranting about that book. You know, I can see why a lot of people would enjoy it. It's really well written. Like, she's a very, very good writer, but it just didn't work for me as horror. It just really didn't. Okay, so I feel like I've been trying to end this vlog forever, so many times. But I finally want to finish it because it is the end of Sunday and I really want to start up a new vlog on Monday, fresh and ready to go. So, I mean, what books did I end up reading in this vlog? I believe we started off the vlog, we finished The Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky. Really enjoyed that book, 4 out of 5 stars, really, really good. Nora Goes Off Script is the next book that I read, which is by Annabelle Monaghan. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was such a good, like, standard adult romance, very similar to like an Emily Henry romance. And then I ended up reading The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez, and I gave that 3 out of 5 stars, 2 out of 5 stars, I can't remember. But I was not a big fan of that book, unfortunately. I do want to read more horror short story collections, and I think it might be another niche in horror that I will really enjoy because, you know, already figured out that I really enjoy gothic horror, and I think my next thing that I'm really going to jump into is short story horror. So I'm going to be on the lookout for some short story collections. Hopefully I can find some that I am excited about. And then I finally rounded all of that out by finishing Baby Teeth by Zoya Stage, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Zoya. Yeah. I had to look it up because the audiobook narrator pronounced it like Zoe, but then I was like, that still doesn't feel right in my heart. And so I went onto her Twitter and she actually has a pronunciation on her Twitter. And I'm like 99% certain that it's Zoya. So yeah. I ended up finishing that book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, I think. That one was really good. I was actually very surprised that I ended up liking it as much as I did. And I think that it also kind of is helping me figure out what other kind of horror slash thriller books that I enjoy. I definitely want to read more that have to do with families and like especially like mother-child relationships. I think are really interesting. So definitely will have to find more books like that. I feel like I rounded out the rest of the reading month pretty well in my opinion. I mean, besides The Dangers of Smoking in Bed, I think we did a really good job because, you know, I liked most of the books that I read towards the end of the month. I always feel so weird on Sundays. It's just like such an awkward, weird feeling. But I'm going to go do my hair because it is what, like 5th or 6th day hair? When did I do my hair? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5th day hair. It's actually not that bad, honestly. It surprisingly doesn't feel like gross or anything, but I did do some braids and I bought some hair color because I have quite a bit of grays on the side of my head. If you can like see them, I don't think you can in this lighting, maybe you can, but yeah. So we're gonna go do that and start a new vlog soon. Maybe tomorrow I'll start off a new vlog. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this one. It might be a little bit shorter than my other one, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I didn't really want to make like another 40-minute long reading vlog. I feel like it's a little excessive. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this vlog, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, Storygraph, TikTok. All the links are me down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!
Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Oh.